Welcome to Forever Exiled, the Path of Exile podcast. I'm Justin, AK Tags.
Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Episode 102.
Want to know who wore that number?
Nope, thank God. I don't think any. Is there any sport that goes into triple digits?
Maybe. Not here.
Big shout out to Patreons. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the podcast. If you're curious what the Patreon is, it gets you access to After Dark, which is our podcast after the podcast. We just continue to talk about more stuff and things. And you get a card and a sticker.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, with our ugly faces on it. You're starting to sound like one of those, like, well, you know those, I don't know,
like at the end of a commercials?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like,
I'm trying to get faster. Yeah, I need to have the actual text, because I actually just say it off the top of my head, but I need to have like the text so I can just be like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would do it.
totally.
You know what I mean. Anyway,
so
102.
Before we get too into it, I'm forewarning you, editor, that I'm keeping my phone on. It's not on Do Not Disturb. My son, it's like every single day of the week, I get a phone call from the school because he's cut himself open in some way. And
Sweet.
I haven't added the school phone number to my Do Not Disturb
Favorites.
exception list. So just in case, again, he cuts himself open, you might hear a tiny bit of noise.
Mine is on Do Not Disturb, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't shut up for the whole effing episode. And my kids will just suffer and be fine at school.
Awesome.
They'll be dealt with later.
Just because you really made it awkward last time, so I'm going to emphasize it this time. Last episode, you
What did I make
gave me
awkward?
a really hard time. Actually, no, she was on my team that time.
About what?
I'm congratulating the Mac players. Now it's belated because by the time this episode comes out, the anniversary will already happen.
Oh, no, because it's tomorrow.
Happy belated 1-year anniversary, Mac PoE players. There you go. Comes out tomorrow of the recording, yesterday as the release.
I wonder what their numbers are. I'll bet you it's probably lower than console.
I don't know.
I feel like it is.
Can you have, this is a stupid quick, you can tell I don't have anything Apple. Are there Apple desktops or is it all laptops?
But no, it's desktops.
Are they still the big monitor cubes for retro sake?
They have different designs. Some are like the ones that are built into the actual monitor, and then they have a box. Like there is a box looking one as well.
So they've almost made the 80s?
They're getting there. It's always fancy and white though. Plus it has an Apple logo. So ching ching. Why not spend that money? Anyway, yeah, 102. We've got some stuff to talk about. How was your week though? First,
Nice preface. That's awesome. That's marketing material. Let's change our intro blurb on our website to podcast for Path of Exile. We have stuff to talk about.
that's right. Every now and then.
Dude, I had a frustrating week. How about, do you want to go first? Because I'm gonna vent.
Okay,
like, this
let me
is
go
us
first.
at Pita Pit, and I'm gonna go off for a couple minutes. So
My week was exhausting. I have had fantastic sleeps, though. It's one of the reasons why I was hopeful we could record a little bit earlier, because by 9 o'clock this week, I've been like, ooh.
yeah, love it.
I am
9
done.
p.m. I assume.
9 p.m. I just, last night I was in bed at 8:45. I can't even think of the last time that happened. I was like 3 and put to bed. But yeah, it's just been really, really busy. Super, super busy. I don't even know how else to say it. I'm running all over the place. I just walked into the house and we're doing this. That's been my week. My week has been that. But the kids are back to school.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Awesome.
I appreciate that. I would like them to stay there longer. Less days off.
Would you be a private school guy? That was our thing out here. Would you pay for private school, send them off for 9 months, 8 months?
No. I still want to see my kids at night, like in the evening. But
when they're
I'm
sleeping.
busy, no. Like dinner.
Oh, how
like
sweet.
roll in at like 5. and then because I find I'm busy till like 6. So I really love hanging out with them. So I try to like not be busy, but it just becomes impossible. And then I'm busy while trying to entertain or, find out about their day.
Yeah.
So I just keep them till 5, and then school starts at what, 8:30. So that's fine. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, good
That's
guess.
reasonable.
Good guess.
But Pro D days, I can't handle those. Those are the stupidest things. Sorry, teachers, but those are the dumbest things in the world.
You get your summer, okay?
Yeah, and 2 weeks for Christmas and spring break. Get out of here. Anyway, how was your week?
Oh, it was a good week, but it was a difficult week. Like on the outside, even inside, like everything's good, but I was like overwhelmed with just this nagging thing that's going on. But I loved all the outside work. This week, like this coming week, we live in a really rainy part of British Columbia, but our summers for the last, 5 5-6 years have been scorching, right? Like low to mid 30s all the time. And that's a nice, comfortable thing. But when you care about the green stuff, when you care about your garden, care about your lawn, like it's a lot of work to try and keep it looking nice because there's just no water anywhere. And so you and I are both lawn freaks. And so it was awesome to get stuff done because this week was kind of crunch time, the last week and a half, because we have a nice long stretch of fall rain coming now. And lots of it.
Yeah,
to
and it's
the point
all
where,
coming today.
yeah, no kidding, right? We have, what is it, 30 millimeters today?
I don't know. It's
like
gross.
3 centimeters, nuts. So yeah, anyway. But so I was like really trying to go through and get the lawn done. And I've been trying to get away with like spending a lot of money on making things look nice. But this was the first time. And thanks for lending me your dethatcher, by the way. That was really cool to try. It's hard for my neck and my back, but and my head, but it was really neat to see the process and how much crap is in there. But it was a lot of work.
Yep.
Like I couldn't imagine doing it with just a rake, let alone.
Oh my God, no.
But because I've always planned on mulching my grass, I didn't care about the bag size that my lawnmower came with originally. And now I'm like, oh my goodness, I can do one strip on my lawn and then I gotta walk it freaking over after I dethatch. Not a normal mowing, but after you dethatch.
To pick it all up, yep.
And then I haven't sharpened my blade since I got the thing a couple years ago. And so I really gotta figure out how to just go through the basic process of figuring out how to sharpen it, because
you should just spend the $30 and get a new one. They're cheap.
$30 for what?
A new blade.
Oh, I was thinking, okay. Yeah, that would be worth it for sure. But I still want to know how to sharpen it to keep it. But anyway, I had to do a lot of raking post lawn mowing anyway, just because there was so much stuff, and it lifted it back up so that when I went back over, it was like recutting the grass, like I would never cut it. But anyway, it was awesome. I got everything seeded. I have like 10,000 square feet of lawn, so I could only do the 2 front yards that we have, and I only did patches in the back. And because you hate having to run around and water everything. I don't have that fancy irrigation system you have.
You haven't even touched it since last year.
No, you prick. But anyway, it was awesome to do, and it was fun to kind of race against the rain. My kids all had really short dinners all week because I'm working like right up till 4:30 outside. Then I just like go on, turn the oven on to 450, and I'm like, okay, what matches 450 that we have in the freezer? All right, popcorn chicken tonight, kids. But it was good. But it's been a heavy week for me. Like it was nice to have all those cool distractions. But so that we have a buddy that isn't talking to me anymore. And
yep.
Like in life, you do when you feel like you're doing things for the right reasons, you don't really care about the opinions of others, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been really hard having this person out of my life, like our buddy that's refusing to talk to me. And so for those that are listening, I'm not trying to, how do I word this? For me, where we live and the vaccines that we have and how our province is dealing with COVID, I believe that the vaccinations that we have work, and the vaccinations that we have not prevent 100%, but you're a lot less likely to transmit the disease than otherwise. And here we don't, than someone who isn't vaccinated. And here we have vaccinations are, as far as we know, safely administered to kids that are 12 and older. They're not available for kids that are 11 and under. All my kids are under 11 years old, so they can't get vaccinated. My daughter, with her respiratory issues, is considered high risk for this COVID stuff. So since our area has allowed indoor hanging out to be normal at your own discretion, with how the whole process has gone with the amount of vaccinations we have and basically where we live, right? If you're not fully vaccinated by now, it's because you don't want to be. Like we're not short on vaccines here. We have tons, and everybody has the opportunity to go in and get one done very quickly or start the process, right? So because of my daughter's health, well, my son's health too, I've kind of said that people can't come over inside the house unless they're fully vaccinated. Outside, fine, like gathering at parks, whatever, that's all fine. But if you're coming inside and you're going to be doing all that extra stuff like touching knobs and rails, tables, taps, all that kind of stuff, you have to be fully vaxxed to come in the house. And all of my other friends that aren't getting vaccinated are like, yep, Ty, totally get it. Hope the time passes by quickly, and I hope your daughter stays safe. But we still stay in touch. One of my friends, though, they're basically took offense to it and took it personally. I guess didn't realize that message is communicated to everybody in my life, and they're refusing to talk to me. And it's been what now, Justin? 2 months, maybe, since
Something
they've
like that.
stopped talking to me, and it's hard. Like I've taken a step back quite a few times, and I've just made sure that I'm not doing anything. Like I'm not trying to single them out, and I am doing these decisions for my kids' safety, and I am, and it's based on my belief, but it's been really like it's weighing on me. I find that a lot of the times I've been talking to myself throughout the week, like I'm talking to the individual, like just trying to like re-explain, help them understand where I'm coming from. Like you and I, we met in what, 92 or 93 in Sunday school, whatever it was, right? It's been like 28 years maybe that we've been friends. Well, this person, same thing. I met them the same year, but just not at the same church. We went to, just met them at elementary school. It was grade 5 for us. So it's been like over 25 years that we've been speaking on a regular basis every week. And all of a sudden they're not. And it's only because we believe in different things. And that's crazy to me. And I mean, you see it everywhere, absolutely everywhere, where this COVID thing is kind of brought up a big thing about, you know, people being able to or not being able to tolerate people that believe differently than them. And it's just hard. Like I just never saw this coming, and I really, really miss them. So it's just been a heavy week because for me, I'm not going to prioritize anybody else's emotions over the safety of my children. And even if you don't believe in the same thing and you think the vaccines are a joke, at least you can grasp the concept that someone else does believe in it, and they're going to make choices based on their beliefs. And that's what I've been doing. And it's just hard when the other person can't even get there to that part of the conversation or mentality. So it's just been hard. And I didn't mean to go off on it. It's been weighing on me, man. Like I really miss the guy.
We've had issues with it at work because of the new vaccine passport now that's coming in BC, and it's coming throughout multiple provinces, and finally Alberta also is doing it. But there's a certain place where you have to use it and not use it, and so it's become an issue because you can't do things as a group now because you're almost picking, like, part of your staff can come, but some of them can't. My big thing with all of it is just I'm kind of done. I'm kind of tired of it, and I don't care why you chose to or chose not to get the vaccine. Just stop preaching about it. Do whatever you want. Get it, don't get it, knock yourself out, don't care. If you choose not to get it, suck it up with the rules that are in place, but stop wasting my Facebook feed with your nonsense about why I should not get it. Because FYI, pretty sure they can't take it out. I chose to have it put in. I'm happy it's in. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people can't make the decision. And same for people like myself. You got the vaccine. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't have to convince somebody else to go get it. You just have to understand that there's choices you make, consequences come with them, and that's it. We'd have no control over it. People that are like, protesting outside of hospitals. What is wrong with you? Why would you protest outside of a hospital?
Here they
That's
are.
so stupid. It's been across across BC. It's been happening.
Yeah.
I just think that's stupid.
Yeah. And I mean, but it's not like COVID. It's just whether it's about genders or sexual preference or religion or political standpoints. Love your neighbor. You can talk about stuff. You don't have to fight about stuff.
I was laughing to myself, Tide, today or maybe yesterday that I don't use Facebook a lot except for work. And in the last 2 weeks, I've unfollowed probably half the people that are on my list just because I'm tired of hearing pro or negative, for or against. I was laughing to myself that I feel like I'm surrounded by atheists and Christians that just want to preach to the other side and want to explain to the other side why they're right and why you're wrong. And I'm so done with it. I'm just like, no, can we go back to like, show me your stupid food?
Yeah, I know. I was just going to say, who would have thought we miss people's, this is what I'm having for dinner tonight.
That's
folks.
right. I want that back.
Yeah. But you know what's not really, but a cool discovery that's helping to that's been distracting me for a bit.
Tell me.
Do you have cable, like TV, or do you just, no, you don't? On the standard TELUS box, there's a space channel. There's a NASA channel. I never knew. 719.
I think you get it on the internet too. I think it's a thing that they stream everywhere.
But it's all the time. Space stuff all day. They're just showing pictures of the Earth. They're showing pictures of the moon. They're showing pictures of rockets taking off 24/7. It's better than the Otter channel on Twitch. It's amazing. So anyway, that's that. My electricity bill's going way up because our TV's always got the space channel on now.
Do you want to know what I watched?
What?
Schumacher. The
Did you?
Netflix
We haven't
special.
seen it yet. How was it? Was it good?
It was really good. It was really good. I mean,
Oh.
I knew who he was, but I definitely didn't know all of the stuff around him.
Oh man.
So it was really fun. It was really fun to watch.
Was it a lot of?
I find myself like itching for more F1 stuff, and it really irritates me because I don't have a whole lot of time, but then I also can't get it because it's just not there. Like last weekend was actually really fun because Friday mattered. Normally I don't watch Friday.
Yep.
Saturday I watch it's really quick because I just fast forward to like the last 8 minutes. I always go to the last 8 minutes of each section.
Okay.
Unless I see something and then I'm like, oh.
Well, red flag. Who died? Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
And then you have the race. So it was really fun when they do the qualifying, the sprint, and the race. But anyway, I did watch it. I watched the Schumacher special.
Awesome. I'm excited to see it. Aaron and I will watch it pretty soon. It's coming up to a triple header 3 weeks in a row.
There's something shows canceled on my.
Oh, right.
Not this weekend, but next weekend. Showed canceled on the F1 thing.
Yeah, Singapore was canceled this year. Forget who else. Anyway. But you know what's going to fix everything? This is going to be the cure for COVID. October 28th, the cure is released, Justin.
Oh, yeah?
Age of Empires 4.
Is that when it comes out?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's open beta this weekend. It's a stress test.
Oh, I don't think I would want to play it. I don't know. That's tough.
Do. No way. Well, you know what, though?
To?
Well, I don't want to know more than you because we're both getting it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get 100%. The Ultra Deluxe Edition.
Yeah, no matter,
even if you already have. Yeah, that's right. Give me the stupid orange band. No, and I'll get the basic one as long as it doesn't, like, I'm not missing a faction or anything like that. Hopefully they don't do stupid, like, season passes and stuff like that. Hopefully you can just
I don't think they ever have, DLCs. But yeah, hopefully I agree.
Like, Age of Empires 3 had 2 separate expansions that came with extras. I was going to say civilizations, extra empires. Hopefully there's no like seasons pass, so you have to buy each one individually or get them cheaper as a group. But either way, October 28th, Age of Empires.
Sweet.
4. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I'll copy you. If you're going to do the stress test with me, I'll do the stress test with you. If you're not going to, this weekend.
It's a very good likelihood I will not.
All right. Then
But if I can, I'll message you. Does it go into Monday per chance? Does their weekend extend to Monday? Because then maybe.
Yeah. So anyway, that'll fix everyone's problems. So hopefully everyone listening is excited for COVID to end October 28th.
Yep, with the release of Age of Empires. Who knew?
Who knew? That's right.
Who knew?
Thank you, Microsoft.
That's all we needed. Oh God, thank you, Microsoft. That makes me sick to say.
I know, it doesn't make me feel good either, but hey, they make it, so.
All right, we have our private league coming out. We kind of announced it a little bit in last episode with BK, but a little bit more detail. If you're curious about what our private league is, we do one every single league ever. This particular one is similar and slightly different than before.
You're so good at this advertising business.
I got this. It is going to start on September 24th, so that's this Friday. So if you're hearing this at any point up until the 24th, it's coming this Friday. Noon PST, because that's our standard time. I love when people are like, well, this time works better. It's like, don't care. That's just tags talking. I don't want Tyler to get upset.
Noon
Tyler
is
cares.
perfect for Justin and I because we get 2 hours if the day allows us. We get 2 hours before we have to pick our kids up from school.
That's right. And then we can at least have something to talk about.
Yeah, because we record Friday night
episode. So
that's right.
It's this coming Friday, 24th. It runs for 10 days. It's back to solo self-found hardcore. So
with no extra fancy add-ons.
No crazy mods. And this time you can be dead and still win, which has not been a thing in the past. In the past, you had to have a living character to win. Yeah. We still have all the same prizes. So there's top 3 for every single class. And
top delve, top XP.
I think I took those out, but we'll still give high fives for those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think we did, but
it's fine. We'll edit the post anyway, so we're not actually giving out anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's just high fives for everyone, virtual. And that's about it. So yeah, you don't have to be living this time. You can be dead, so you can push maybe harder. I don't know. But if you die, obviously, then people know what they're shooting for. And the information is on our Discord. If you're curious why, just because that's where we put it. We don't put it out there in the public. It's something we run just for our community. So if you're curious what it is, hop onto Discord. You can check in the announcements section or whatever. Link to join there and should be fun. Do you know what you're going to play?
What?
Do you know what you're gonna play?
Yeah. No.
Zombies.
It's zombies or righteous fire. I don't know.
Have you ever done righteous fire in one of our hardcore ones?
No.
Hmm.
Sounds like a really good idea.
I don't think it would
right?
be. 16, I'm ready.
Yeah, that's right. A super slow RF character that doesn't get set up until Act 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's super sluggish and slow in Acts 1 to 3, but I honestly don't remember if I live or die.
Act 1's easy.
That's right. That's right. Oh, I haven't decided. How are you? What do you can play?
Yeah, I am going to play it. I don't know. I'm thinking totems, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I need something that I can just relatively mindlessly play. Yeah, it's true. So because if I die, gone. I'm out.
Bye. Yeah.
So we'll see. It's going to be fun, though. If you're looking for more information, hop on Discord. You shall find it there.
Huh. It was a pretty slow week in PoE this week. Anything stand out to you?
Well, there were no interviews, so that was nice.
There was a written one. I like the written ones.
What? There was a written one?
Yeah, they interviewed. I never say her name right, but she was on Baited Expectations.
Okay. Sorry, I meant like a Chris.
No.
Wilson
Yeah, you meant
interview.
a GG one. Yeah. But either way, they did interview. They did one of those written interviews, streamer interviews. And I like that. I actually really like the written ones. I find I pay more attention to the written ones because if I see a 3-hour interview, I'm like, there's a reason I don't even watch a movie a week. I'm not going to like sit down for 3 hours ever. Right. That's kind of why we do audio only, because then we can take the conversation, or people can take the conversation anywhere they want. But I like the written ones because I can just read the question and then I only like skip to the answers that I like. And it's cool. And I feel like, when people have the time to think about it, you can really get to know the person too. I feel like, we're best friends now. So her and I, because I read the interview.
I know everything about her.
It was cool. It was cool. And then they also announced Noodle had her expedition lore thing. I like that GGG's doing that now.
I feel like, did I hear that it was like 40 minutes long? Did she tweet that?
I don't know.
I
haven't looked at it
45 minutes.
Ooh,
That's actually pretty sweet. I do like that it's a long one versus multiple shorter ones.
Yeah.
But it's all on the cowgirl.
She acts it out, right? Like charades? Probably.
Yeah, no, it's completely, what's that called where people dress up?
Mime?
No. Mime, no.
Yeah.
Cosplay, that's what it is.
Okay.
We are the worst at this stuff. Yeah. I assume it's that, right? It's all like live action.
That's right.
Like LARPing? Remember LARPing?
Oh my goodness, Justin, LARPing. It's firebolt. Or lightning bolt. Yeah. Two-handed axe proficiency. No, have you seen Mythic Quest?
Is this a movie? I don't know.
It's a TV series on Apple.
No.
It's hilarious, man. If you can get your hands on it, Mythic Quest is so funny, and there is a LARPing episode, and it is the best.
Really?
It's about a video game company making a massive MMO. Like, it's already successful, but it's about like the hilarious decisions and processes they go through between like the executive director, the creative director, the coders, like everything. Like, it's just a completely dysfunctional company made to be humorous, of course. And oh my goodness. And of course, it's all video game related, MMO related, and it's freaking hilarious. I love it.
Hey, can I ask you something that's going to make me probably sound stupid, but I feel like you and I are going to be on the same page as this?
I'm never stupid.
Do you know, I just happened to pull up the class, the Zizarin's Gauntlet.
Yeah.
They did whatever it is, clips of it, right? What is the Monka, all the Monka SWNYPD? Do you know what any of them mean?
No.
Okay, good.
I just caught on the LOL train, man. I just figured that out. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't get what the Monka is. Does it mean
every 2 weeks I have to ask backwards. What KEKW means online?
What does it stand for?
It's like laughing.
I thought it was just laugh out loud, but you just accidentally hit the other keys.
No, it's the guy who was laughing from that Spanish visual talk show where they like talk about video games and stuff, and he was laughing at GGG for coming out with. They had like 5 minutes straight of laughter when GGG announced that they were coming out with the console version.
There's no way it's a GGG specific thing.
It seems like it. Well, like maybe he laughs like that all the time, but of course I would know it the only way I would know it. And so his face shows up a lot beside the key KEKW.
So
anyway,
I googled it.
KEKW or the Monka
S. Monkas or I always hear. I feel like they say Monka and then the letter S.
Say no to pop-up.
Emote. means anxiety or generally sweating in the sense of sweating due to anxiety or due to stress in a specific situation. That's according to esports.net.
I hate our language, man.
Yeah, can't we just say like, oh, stressing, ooh, stressing?
We're too old for this, man. We're gonna have to retire.
I just can't keep
soon.
up. I just hear stuff and it makes me really angry when I hear stuff, and then I feel stupid because I'm like, well, I mean, I'll go along with it, but I don't know what you're talking about.
One of my favorite things is when people say lol, LOL as a word.
Yeah,
instead
it's
of
like burb. It's always my favorite.
Yeah,
one
I like burb. I like burb. But like to me, you could just go, ha. But people are like, lol.
Yeah, and it actually means something. I can't remember. There was a word that Ethan told me once that they used,
right.
and it's for throwing. I don't even remember what it is, but it represents, it's supposed to mean like to throw something. And I was like, why can't you just say you're throwing something? Like, do you understand how dumb it is?
Oh, Dad, you're so 90s.
Well, yeah. I mean, he did laugh at me, but I was like, no, but I get it. Some things maybe you need it.
Yeah.
But like come up with a good one like radical. Or
dude, that's like
tubular.
When's the last time you heard somebody say rad? Dude, that's rad.
Us.
Yeah, that's it. You're gotta be close to 40 to start hitting rad.
Well, it's better than Monka S. I don't even, that's not a thing. Monka S, Monka W, Monka R. I don't get it.
Oh man.
I don't know what any of those things are. Anyway.
So yeah, and then we have PC didn't get any patches this week, but console, it's been like 3 weeks since they got a patch. So they got a whole bunch of patches all the way up to 3.3 point something. And so it has a whole bunch of nice stuff. The thing I was really waiting for was the filter difference and how it sounded when the items that aren't being generated by your filter aren't rendered anymore. So yeah, and it's actually...
Have you tried it yet with that?
Yeah, it just came out last night, actually. And so I updated it and I played a tiny bit while I was waiting for it to pop on today. And it was nice because I wasn't distracted by... It's not like I was distracted before, but I realized how much sound I was constantly ignoring and how cluttered the sound was. And now when I hear something that isn't game related, it's a sound I specifically chose.
Okay.
Now, I don't have sounds in my filters. I don't take away sounds. You can have like disable sound effects. So things are silent. I don't do that. So things that I don't have a custom sound for, like whether it's sound 12 or 16 or whatever, if I don't intentionally put a sound, it still has a clink to it. But every single clink I hear, I know is something that I will see. It's not a sound I'll ignore anymore. And I actually really liked how uncluttered the sound was, and it seemed to be a much nicer experience. So I quite liked it.
Nice.
So yeah, that was nice for console folk that came out. I still can't believe the game, like it runs perfect on my Xbox Series X. It's amazing. I still can't believe this game is still played on the One though, and the PS4. I think, you know what though? Let me take that back. I haven't played it on the Xbox One we have downstairs since we got the Series X. This week I'll make a point of playing it on the Xbox One, and then I'll comment on it.
You know it's going to be bad.
But maybe it's not as bad as it used to be, right?
I don't think you would be able to remember how bad it was before, because no matter what, it's going to be worse than what you're currently playing.
Well, there was unplayable before. Ritual, what's the non-ritual one that was after Ritual?
Ultimatum.
Yes. I always think it starts with an I. Ultimatum.
Ultimatum?
Ultimatum. But I want to try it. I want to try it because I want to be nice.
Okay.
And then anyway, what else do we have? We have some MTX and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was cool. Oh, and last thing here. Actually, two things that, I don't know, it was a slow GGG week, but a lot of things excited me. I like seeing the Gauntlet or other league highlights because I like seeing good and famous people die.
Mm-hmm.
In the
Especially because it's always their fault.
Oh, not always. I love it.
It's always.
Okay, yeah, that's right. If you're good at the game, it's always your fault.
Even if you're bad at the game, it's your fault if you die.
Off screen, never your fault.
I don't think off screen death type stuff besides Cyrus happens much anymore.
That's such a...
Who's fighting Cyrus in Gauntlet? What is wrong with you?
Off screen stuff happens all the time. I did a delirium map 15 minutes before you showed up, and something leaped at me from off the screen. I didn't even know it existed, and it jumped from off the screen, and it didn't kill me, but it was 3/4 of my life gone.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, of course not. You
There's
haven't
a
even
good chance
played
that
in
did
a
not
month.
happen.
Shut your face. And
they made all these changes now. Things actually jump.
And they're
off
doing
the
another.
screen.
I can't even hear you. They did another like community design microtransaction that they're starting, which is cool. The last one I think was a huge success. They came out with Sharknado, Cyclone.
Though here's the problem. I was working with, I think it was a Theta that got it, and I was asking him questions because I was really curious
Right,
how
I remember, yeah.
So the problem is, I assumed AoE Cyclone is already. If you're playing Cyclone, you tend to want to get some AoE. You want to make it bigger. So I wanted to know from him what happens as you increase that AoE and you expand, the AoE of Cyclone. What happens to the MTX? My assumption is two options. One, the two sharks that are swimming around you become massive sharks that are swimming around you, right? Or option two, many, many sharks based on the AoE are swimming around you. It just maintains almost like an aura right around your character.
It doesn't, the sharks don't even go onto the outside perimeter?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Right? That
what are you
seems weird to
spending
me.
money for?
Yeah, I want to see a ginormous shark like come through the screen as it's like,
no, you don't. No, you
yes,
don't.
I do.
You want to see
yes,
it
I do.
once.
It's like, what's that one skill I use? The howl. The wolf howl. That's what I want to bug you.
No,
I want something that I can go
okay, there it is. There it is to bug me. Yeah. Yes. You don't actually want that every second. You want it to be, you want to see it, but you don't want it to get in your way. Otherwise, it's another like righteous fire, pay to lose celestial.
But at least something. I don't know. It just seemed crazy to me that it just maintains its little, it's like an aura, essentially then.
Even the saw blade is an MTX that gets bigger for Cyclone, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm still waiting, but they couldn't vote on skills this time because they did a skill. I guess they removed it. So it's like,
so what do they do?
A lot of, it's like every other kind of MTX, like whether it's shield or pet or
like a back
wings.
piece.
I think wings are winning right now. I want the skills to come back because I want to vote zombies. That's it. I just want my zombie vote to get in there.
Why would you vote wings? Isn't wings always like the most expensive MTX? Like, hey, here's your $50 back piece.
I wanted pets.
Oh yeah, pet would be good.
I like pets.
I don't like them, but that's a good one.
I fill my hideout with pets.
I want to see like a full-size elephant or giraffe. Like a giraffe where the head gets cut off as your angle.
That's right. It's constantly regrowing itself like a fast worm. I remember when the elephant came out, but it was a baby elephant. I was like, oh.
Tiny elephant.
Yeah. I like the...
The horse is massive. The burning horse.
It is.
It's huge.
Was it the Pegasus or something? I like the... I have the tigers. I really like the tigers.
Yep, I have those too. Anyway, how was your PoE week?
Did you have one?
No.
Awesome.
I didn't have any video game week. I did download Metro something. Let me tell you a silly story.
Okay.
Do you know the game Metro what the hell is it called? Metro Exodus. Metro, I don't know, it's a first person shooter like
Metro 2033.
Right, but there's one called Metro Exodus now that I think it was the one after Metro 2033.
Sure.
I was looking through games just curious one day because I had like an hour to kill, and I'm looking through games on Steam, and that one was on sale, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll pick that up. And I don't know why, but I decided I should just scroll through my Humble Bundle account just to see. Turns out I already had it. Thankfully, I logged into there first. I played it for a little bit, but otherwise, no PoE.
Ah, gotcha. Hang on. So Humble Bundle doesn't sync with Steam?
Well, it does, but you have to claim the game.
Oh.
I don't tend to even remember to open the email to like look at the game. So I have a list of, I think they call it your library or your purchases or something. But all it says is like August 2020. And then I got to go into there and it says choose your 10 games. And then I go into there and pick from the options. And then you can redeem it on Steam.
Oh, okay. And it doesn't expire?
No.
Wow.
Yep. So I have Civ 6. If anybody wants Civ 6, I have so many things just sitting in there. Anyway,
nice.
You played some PoE?
I had a lot of fun in PoE this week, man. Actually, my wife's been playing a lot more. She's been asking questions and she's been playing lots. And
are you answering them this time?
Oh yeah. No more science. No more using my wife for science. And it's been really cool. She started as a witch and she's trying to play blindly. And when she started as a witch, she's really into the firewall and fireball combo. She's recently discovered volatile dead, and then the extra button that you use with desecrate for that sometimes, and so yeah, and then she's coming up to like decision making time, you know what I mean, because volatile dead isn't a projectile, so you can use volatile dead, but then there's no point for flame wall if you're using it as a secondary skill, or do you want to use flame? So it's like desecrate and volatile dead, or do you want to use flame wall Fireball. So it's kind of cool seeing like the decisions that she's coming up with and learning about tags and what works with what, reading the supports and figuring out which one goes where. So it's pretty neat, but that kind of relegates me when she's on the PC, obviously. It relegates me to either my Chromebook for my guide and filter stuff or console gameplay, all of which I love. So it's been a lot of fun. My guide builds, though, Justin, I'm having so much fun with them. When 315, we're 315 now, right?
I think this is,
okay.
Oh my God, I can't actually remember. Is this 315? No,
I don't
it's
know,
not.
whatever this is. And whatever the league this is, when this came out with all the flask and mana changes, and even though they revamped it a little bit less than a week in, I was nervous about it because I'm like, I need a new normal. Like I have 6-7 years of PoE experience with this normal stuff, and now I have like no time at all to make these solid builds for the thousands of people that are using them. And so it was a little frustrating to not have them min-maxed in the general way that I like to do things. But once I figured out cast when damage taken and like the mana cost and all that kind of stuff, the builds are working so well. Like my Righteous Fire one, which used to have a lot of cast when damage taken, now I've changed it up. Introduced, the cooldown, the value of long cooldowns now. So I can have like cast and damage taken on level 1, but Void Sphere linked to it, and it only goes off once every 10 seconds. Right? But I know that every time I get touched, it's going to go off. So that's really nice. And if you keep it at level 1, of course, it costs almost nothing. So now, my offering triggers, Desecrate's always level 1 because I only care about the corpses. I don't care about the level of corpses because they're just going to get consumed by the offering. So after playing with it all and managing the mana different, the builds are so solid, and I'm having a really hard time playing the theory crafting builds that I'm trying, like cool ideas that I'm coming up with, because I'm having so much fun with bone zombies and my Righteous Fire guide.
So we've talked about cast when damage taken quite a bit with all the changes from this league.
Oh, have we? Okay.
Yeah, just that you weren't liking them and it was causing problems with the builds and stuff. I'm just curious, now that you've played around with alternative ways to do it, are you better with the change that they made and that the cost to it?
No, I still think 250% is crazy. You can't have like a normal character with a bigger focus on mana can't have a typical cast and damage taken fully leveled 4-link. For example, a 4-link, and maybe that's not the way they want it, but unless unless it's supposed to be a norm to not have your 4-link linked, like to have cast and damage taken, molten shell, increased duration, and what's the other thing I have in there? Another active skill.
I mean, Immortal Call is always a popular one with.
Right, or Immortal Call instead of whatever it is. Like it costs so much, 250% of a fully leveled molten shell. And there's no way you want molten shell to go off at a low level. Right? So you're either self-casting it or you're comfortable with it being triggered after you take 3,500 damage with a fully level cast and damage taken. So it's still a lot. Like you need to have a lot of mana left over. And there's no way you're going to use it with life tap. Otherwise, it's going to cost you like 1,000 life every time it goes off. And that's uncontrolled.
But do you think it's fair that they did do something to it? Maybe this was heavy-handed, but I like the fact that it's not just free.
Oh, 100%. I totally agree with that. 250%
maybe more like 100%
makes no
or
sense.
something.
Even 100. Yeah. Like to me, what I want as a user, and this isn't a complaint to the company, but what I love in a game is where I can do it in my head. I'm like, okay, 100%. Okay, I know this
don't
costs.
Give me 50. Knock it off.
Right. Or like, yeah, okay, this costs 250%. Okay, but the mana cost is 55. Okay, so 200% is 110 plus, what's half of 55? Add that to 200. Okay, now I have to, what was that? That was like 210. I don't know what was it? And then I have to add 40% to the like increased duration multiplier. And I'm like, how much is it going to cost?
You could just socket it in and it, actually, I don't think it tells you.
When you hover over the skill,
is the mana cost the adjusted one?
It does give you the adjusted one.
The 250% one?
Yeah, it does.
Interesting. I thought it was just that this is what the skill is cost. Yeah, I don't know.
So it does tell you, but it's still hard to do the math. And you still have to, and I don't mind needing to write it down, but it's nice to, it's a lot easier for me when the values are easy, like 100% and 200%. I even do my hockey and football pools like that, where, goalie saves are worth an amount that's easy to do the math against, right? If you gain a point per save and you lose a certain value per goal against. I like that math's easy when I'm watching a Canucks game and I have the Canucks goaltender in my hockey pool. I like knowing how many points my guy got without even knowing. And I like that with all my games. So again, not a criticism, but 250% is a lot. I don't know. I guess it depends what their goal is, but for my preferences, which maybe my preferences aren't what they're aiming for, not like me specific, but maybe they don't want every build to be able to do a normal. I don't know. I don't feel like I can do a lot. What do I have? I have Purity of Fire and Summon Skitterbots. So I have 30% of my mana left over, and when one of my 4 links goes off, all my mana's gone. My main skill and everything else is on life tap. So, but anyway, I'm really liking it. Once I got mana figured out, and certain skills weren't being missed because I didn't have mana, my survivability is through the roof on both of them, and I absolutely love it. I even added stun to zombies. So I added Ruthless and Stun support instead of Fortify and Multi-Strike, doing a lot less damage, but my survivability is just awesome because I'm stunning all over the place, even bosses to the minimal extent that they can. I think it's like once every 4 seconds you can stun them for half a second or something. But yeah, and then I'm reorganizing my filter, which is a lot of fun. Well, but it's tedious. It's a huge job that I didn't realize how big it was at the beginning. But I'm literally going through every base type individually and determining like when is it at its max roll. Like some items don't have to be item level 86 to get a T1 roll for everything. Some of them are 85s. I think that's rings and gloves. And then there's certain base types where, for example, swords, 99% of their mods are actually, you can get a T1 roll at item level 83. Right? Only item level 86 is for the increased elemental damage with attack skills. Besides that, the next highest required item level for the tier 1 mods is item level 83. So I'm kind of going through every single individual base type and min-maxing them. And my filter is going to be like 15,000.
When is your filter ever going to be done?
Never.
Yeah.
But it's getting better and better and better and better. And so this is when I see something like on Neversink's filter, it says like 7 years experience in filters. Like it really shows. And so now I'm getting to like year 4 or 5 or something like that. I'm absolutely loving it. But like it's really neat to really be that thorough because I'm remembering a lot about items now. And it's funny because this is happening at the exact same time that I'm coming up with an idea of giving GGG a suggestion to completely cull the amount of base types in the game. So, but I also bought 2 pets today.
Today?
Yeah. I buy on console, I buy every single pet that's $2 and under.
Okay.
Just once. But there were 2 pets I didn't have. So now I am the proud new owner of a Lightbringer cat and a Dark Shard Falcon.
Can you sort them by price, or how does that work?
I don't know how they organize the prices normally, but just on sale. But sometimes when whoever does the sales, sometimes they organize it by price, and it's awesome, and I love it. I just scroll right to the end.
They don't always?
No, today they didn't for their daily sales, so I had to find them right in the middle of the pack. Normally $3, just got them for 2.
You're winning today, Ty. You are winning today.
That's right. So I gotta ask. Sorry, I've been talking lots this whole episode. It's the Tyler Show, folks. It's the Tyler Show.
But I want to. Fantastic. I've been working on the side.
Yeah, you have. You've been muted and you've been doing your stuff. I'm curious. Like we talked a bit with Tarky about this in 100, and then a little bit with BK in 101. But now that it's just the 2 of us, how are you? I mean, you haven't played for a bit, but you remember your experience. How did you find the core game when you kind of finished off with the league? Are you the overall experience now, not just expedition, but core changes? How do you find, or I guess just the core changes? How do you find the core changes now?
I mean, there were quite a few core changes. My first one in flasks, I don't like. I just haven't really gotten into them. I haven't found, I know there are, but I just haven't found good combinations of how I would like to have an instilling automatically do something.
Yeah.
And I really don't like enkindling. I thought I would. I like the fact that you can get like way longer. I didn't realize they could actually roll random things. You can get much, much longer duration. You could get much more bonus to whatever that flask is doing. But I don't like that you don't fill the flask while it's active. So if I hit a flask, like a jade flask or something, and it gets huge increased duration, it's running for I
6
want to say it's like
seconds.
12 or no, it's way longer.
Okay.
It's like because it got this massive increased duration, but now it doesn't line up very well with all my other flasks. So I'm back in managing and looking at flasks and figuring out how to spam my finger across. I don't do flasks in the way that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 with my fingers. I have the fingers on my mouse,
Yeah.
whatever, and I just across all of them. I just my fat thumb all of them.
Oh, you don't have a fat thumb.
Well, but you know what I mean. I fat thumb them, but I just don't like the changes. I haven't found instilling to be a good enough reason for me to try and automate some of them while not doing others. I don't know the fix. I don't know what will make them better, but I haven't been a super big fan of flasks so far in this rework.
But you liked flasks before, or you didn't? Because you don't have to use the instilling and the enkindling. So
I love flasks, but I want to hit one button and control 4, 5, and 6 go off.
You can
hit one button. No, you can't.
That instilling orb has the use the adjacent flask.
Yeah, so I guess but it's only one of the adjacent flasks, right?
Right. So then you just put on the other one, the other one, the other one.
Yeah, but what I actually would prefer is just something in the game that lets me macro my keys.
Yeah, and then you could still use your instilling orbs or enkindling if
or
you
maybe
to.
then I would want enkindling and I could actually understand that they're going to be more powerful, but I can't refill them. I feel like it always leads me back to just fat fingering the flasks. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Otherwise, I loved this league. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Act 1 was a big change, but that was kind of fun. I'm not looking forward to them actually redoing all the acts, like making them more difficult. The idea of getting into Act 5 and 6 when I'm already now a little bit irritated. And you know, what is it? Is Act 6 is your first time after you fight Katava? End of Act 5 is the Katava fight, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to fight those goofballs that put down totems and do fire damage.
Yeah, they chill you and
increase
then
damage.
Yeah.
Right after that. So I don't know. I'm not super excited to see them make that stuff more difficult, especially because, I mean, I've not been quiet about it. I hate leveling. So I'm not really excited about doing that. But to me, the game has been a lot of fun. I'm hoping that at some point we see a more fun end game where if Maven sticks around, her stuff's more accessible early on. I think with 4 quadrants in the Atlas, it's going to be a lot better.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But I do like them overall, but there's some things that I'm looking forward to see what they change.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, funny about accessibility, this isn't one of my points, but so I haven't fought Maven yet. Haven't had the opportunity to.
You mean like the actual Maven fight?
Yeah, I'll never get
I have
there.
the thing
Like,
if you want to try it. I just have no interest in doing it.
That's okay. I'm not in a rush. Like if I can't get there in a normal person amount of time playing console on standard. And how long's she been around? A year almost? 9 months? I mean, you know, I'm fine without it. But I appreciate it. But you know, another thing in terms of accessibility. So when was Delirium? Was that 3.9, 310? I don't remember. 311.
I don't remember.
I still haven't done how do you pronounce them? Simulacrum?
Yeah. We did one together, didn't we?
Sure, but I haven't earned one yet. You know how many splinters I have?
You haven't gotten 300 yet?
27.
You got to check your filter.
No, they show. It's just, unless I'm actually doing a delirious map, I'm not a Zoom player. So I don't keep up with a thing, and you don't get splinters very often when delirium's rolled on a map.
I got a lot from 2gen.
Oh, nice. When it comes to delirium stuff, I only get splinters really when I'm doing a delirious map. I can take the time that I want to play my build my way, and then I'm killing enemies. But when I'm playing a way that doesn't suit my style, I'm not keeping up with it, and then I don't get the splinters. So, but to answer your question, the core game in general, I like any change they do, or dislike whatever. Like I'm fine with the changes they do. It creates a new way to play, and I have to figure out how to play a way that I like around the new changes. So once those finally got figured out post-launch, it was nice to actually sit down and figure it out and trial and error it. So sorry to the people that didn't think the guides were all up to snuff, but they are now. But to me, none of it really changed much. Like I like what it changed in the game and the idea they're going through, the concept of mana costing more and certain things costing more, individual skills being the primary damage, not supports. Like I like where all that's going. Love the instilling and kindling orb idea. It gives you just so many options. You didn't even have to use them if you didn't want to. What a cool fix to the flask problem per se. But to me, even though it's my favorite game and I'll always play it, to me the game's still a joke. Like it doesn't fix the basics, which is if I die, I don't know how. I don't know why, so I don't know what to fix. There's still tons of off-screen stuff. There's still, I can't tell you how many areas or boss fights or whatever are red on red on red on red, and I can't tell what's going on, or gray on gray on gray on gray, and I can't tell what's going on. So until they have other rules that improve basic quality of life, it's my favorite game, but I don't take it seriously. Fixing mana and flasks don't change the basics of that kind of quality of life. You know what I mean?
I mean, thankfully it'll be fixed in PoE too.
Well, maybe. For me, for example, with on console, I go to cast Void Sphere, and if I'm not exactly pointing, which I have no way of knowing if I'm exactly pointing at someone, I'll cast Void Sphere like near the cliff edge, and the group is on a completely opposite end, but I thought I was aiming at the enemy. So it's one of those things where if like I could always see the enemy bar, that kind of stuff. So some of those things are coming in PoE too, but some of the other stuff, like the mentality of having red skills on a red ground on this, and then it's covered by Maven stuff and you can't even see it. That stuff shows up in new bosses. So it doesn't get me. PoE 2 doesn't excite me that much because like the mentality that wish didn't exist is still there with the new stuff they're creating. So we'll see.
I don't know what the solution is to that. I went back and was playing with that D2 Median XL I mentioned last week, and it is kind of the same thing. Besides the fact that PoE is graphically better and there's, the systems can handle more, you still, in past ARPG games, it was the same with Last Epoch. Once you got more towards the end game too, you eventually just got to the point where what you did was so big that you couldn't see a lot of what was happening around you. And I don't know what the solution is to that.
Sure. But from a user perspective, if I can't see what I'm doing and if I can't see where my danger's at, it's not going to be a game I take seriously. I'm still going to love it, still going to have fun, but it's going to be a game like, oh, wow, I died and I have no idea why. Again, okay, what should I do differently next time? I don't know.
Yeah, I think somehow that is just a part of ARPG games, but what I would just like to see is something, I mean, we've talked about it too, like some sort of death recount or something, so that you at least had an idea of like, oh, because not everybody can just look over to their stream and watch the last 5 minutes of what they did and be like, oh,
right,
I see what I did there. Most people are like, all right, let's go again.
Yeah. But like, there's just a lot that's missing from the standard version of the game that, like, how am I supposed to pay attention to all those icons on the top of my screen and know what that is instead, right? So I like it. I love it. My favorite game, but the changes that come are changes that are on top of the basic quality of life stuff that would make it a lot more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for whatever this is. Yeah. 316, 317, whatever's next.
Yeah.
We don't even know.
I need 17 more instilling orbs so that I can properly do flasks, so I can get 4 flasks auto-triggered on my bone zombies. Then I need another 20 instilling orbs for my Righteous Fire character. So I still have...
Is this console or PC?
Yeah, console. Yeah, no, you were very kind.
Go play on PC.
No, you gave me the stuff and it was nice.
Waste. I got lots
PC.
more.
Yeah, no, it was good. No, my wife's on PC these days. That's the crappy thing.
Oh, she playing on the PC?
That's what I'm saying.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm fine with that.
She doesn't play that console crap. That's what
good
she says.
For her.
Yeah, she's on your boat. Yeah, telling her to get out of your bed.
All right, sweet. Let's wrap this up. Episode 102, Forever Exiled, Path of Exile podcast. I'm Justin AK Tags.
Tyler, Record of Days.
Patrons will catch you guys in After Dark. Everybody else will see you in 103. Don't forget, we got the private league starting this week. If you want more information, check out Discord. We have a website, foreverexiled.com, Twitter, foreverexiled82. I mentioned Discord already, but we do have a Discord. Hop on there, say hi, and all our Patreon info is down below. Bye.
Fluffy, 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 fluffy.